Shazazz Creations, your one-stop shop when it comes to customization. Totes, tees, tumblers, hats, and more. Looking for a customized gift idea for a graduation, birthday party, baby shower, or just a unique creation of your own? Check out Shazazz Creations as seen here on Whitney D TV. Female, Black owned. Use my promo in the description box down below and let her know Whitney D of Whitney D TV sent you. Thank you. Bye.
What's up, Jewel Gang? So I would like to address this white woman who goes by the name of Nikki Marie on Facebook. Her page is private, but her DMs are wide open. You see, this scarecrow thought it'd be a good idea to slide in a black woman's DM, bully and harass her over having a small disability. Pause and read. Pause and read. Pause and read. You see, this beautiful black woman you decided to harass for having a small disability when being compared to you is walking art. Black women are literally walking Picassos, which is why snow roaches like you envy us so much. You look like the cashier at H-E-B that has to call the manager every 5 seconds because you're too stupid to work the register. You look like splattered bird shit dried up on the side of someone's car. You couldn't match her beauty if she gave you an audio booklet with a step-by-step description on how to do so. And between me and you, I'm the bigger bully. Sit your ass down.
Think you got game, but you really lame. Did you really think you could play me? Boy, you better think again. Quick to say these girls ain't loyal, but you got 7 girls if it's paying your phone. Now tell me who's really loyal? It ain't you. These boys ain't loyal, talking about us girls, saying that we all bodies. But us girls will hold it down, pick you up when you down, and give you anything you want. You're trying to run game that's already been played, gonna get your heart broken. Do you know who you are dealing with? Liar, liar. Thought you were slick. Liar, liar. But I'll always be flyer. Liar, liar. Thought you were slick, but I'll always be
Dealing with liar, liar. What up, everybody? Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang. To join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into it, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
I said what I said. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon for those that will be watching the playback, okay? Hello, how you guys doing? I said, you know what? Normally, when I'm reading to you guys, I'm in a little bubble. But I said, what? Why not? Okay, look, y'all, God is good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I am just excited about these changes that are about to come over here on Whitney DTV. And if y'all notice, people starting to do this, what I'm about to say, y'all know who started it first. Because it seems like, it just seems like it's just becoming very oversaturated with these script readings. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into everything. Welcome, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm gonna check this chat. Welcome. Put your city in the chat. I'm about to get to the chat and shout everybody out. But hello. Welcome. We got 26 people in the building. Let's get them likes up. Y'all notice I took away the likes because look. All right. So let me give a shout out to everybody. Amisa. Is it Amisa or Amesa? Amasa? Let me know. Hey, yes, you did make it. Hey, Nikki Boo. What's up, honey? Bunches of oats. Hey, Nene girl. Hey, girl. Let's see who else is in here. Take R. Kelly, give us back Tupac. I swear I love that name. I love it. I love it. I love it. The Salonika. Scott, hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey. Queen, hey, honey bunches. They kicked us out Friday. Ooh, I got to talk about that. Hey, Tavier. Hey, honey bunches. Hey, everybody. Hey, Larry Minion. Hey. Hey, Vera Bira. What's up? What's up, Tina Bina? Hey, I swear I got nicknames for all y'all. Amisa. Thank you. I swear, I'm gonna have names for all you guys. I promise you, I do. Okay, y'all liked it, liar, hey, thought you slick. Okay, so welcome everybody to Whitney DTV. I pray you guys are having a blessed Monday. Okay, I'm just saying, it's just last week and the week prior was just so completely overwhelming for me. If you guys aren't aware of what's been going on in my personal life, if you guys stick to my social media, you should know. Oh, wait a minute, I don't want to miss nobody. Hey, Danny, you see that face? Where is it? Y'all see this face? You see what I'm saying? That's why they mad, okay? Because I got some beautiful people over here with DTV. Welcome, Danny. Welcome, honey bunches, okay? Anywho, I dealt with some loss last week. Just back to back. 1 minute I was saying, condolences to one of my best friends from high school. She lost her brother. I had the hugest crush on him in high school, and he passed. Then literally days later, my brother passed. It was just very overwhelming. And on top of that, all this craziness was going on YouTube. So I appreciate the condolences and the prayers and things of that nature. So I appreciate you guys so much. Okay. But with all that being said, thank you. But with all that being said, here I am, and we're going to get into some good stuff on tonight. I'm excited about everything. I know you guys saw in the title. I'm going to give you guys an update in regards to R. Kelly. I was speaking over with you guys. I did a poll, and y'all don't want to hear no old transcripts. Okay. So I've been doing my work, my due diligence to bring you guys what you guys are asking for. Okay. So I will be continuously giving you guys updates as to what's currently going on with the R. Kelly trial. But I don't know if you guys saw, let me go ahead and announce it. Okay, let me go ahead and announce it to you guys because I don't know if you guys pay attention to when I schedule stuff. So let me show you guys what Whitney is going to be up to. Okay. All right. So let me get this down. Okay. So in lieu of everything going on with the whole R. Kelly trial, everybody and their mama have been asking, where were the parents? Where were the parents? The parents, where were the parents? But the parents. Well, where were the parents though? The parents. But you heard the parents. So what I want to do is we're gonna tap on that, as well as we're going to tap on other situations where we should be asking those questions too. Where were the parents? Okay. So join me every Wednesday as we dive deep into different worldwide situations that have us look at and ask, where were the parents in these situations? And if that is something that we should be seeing in lieu of situations. Okay. So I'm excited about that. So just to let you guys know, I will be reading transcripts. However, it's not something that I just want to get stuck in. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very well-rounded here on this channel, if you guys haven't noticed. And I noticed I just start getting the rut of just reading transcripts. And I know you guys love that. But my channel has a lot more substance to it, not just on this topic. Like I told you guys, I have a whole freaking documentary that I'm actually talking about this. This is not just something that this is not just something I'm talking about. This is something I live. So I have a whole documentary. I have other stuff that I talk about. And so I wanted to introduce you guys to Where Were the Parents. We start that on Wednesday, okay? Because everybody and mama want to ask where the parents was. And like I told you guys with my situation, I lied to my mama. I sure did. I told her I was going to go sleep over, and I slept over already. Yeah, I got 16 and pregnant, So not for nothing, I just want to dive deep in different scenarios that we just kind of have turned a blind eye in lieu of what's going on with the whole R. Kelly trial. So stay tuned for that on Wednesday. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm no longer teaming up with anybody. Okay. This is it. Whitney is a one-woman show. No shade or no tea or nothing to anybody else, but I hope I'm enough for you guys. So moving forward, it will be myself. And so I just ask for your support. If you guys want to hear more transcripts, please make sure that you guys donate to that so I can be able to give you guys what you want. But not for nothing. Yes, so join me Wednesdays, every Wednesday until we run out of stories, even addressing the likes of the whole R. Kelly trial. And we're going to be looking at some of those parents involved in that as well. Told y'all I'm biased, but I'm fair over here. Okay. And so we're going to look into different situations with that. Not only that, on Fridays, okay, those that, if you don't know, baby boo, we be getting it in on Friday. So I want you guys to join us for music and combos here on my channel. I take requests. We shoot the ish. We pop our ish. We have a good darn time. So you guys join me for that, okay? If nothing more, we got a lot of new people in the building. Hello, everybody. Hello. Big said the parents are not on trial. R. Kelly is. Thank you. That part. And, to be honest with you, Wednesday is really me just trying to kind of throw that back in people's faces. Where were the parents? We're going to see where the parents were in other situations, But anyways, okay, so join me on Wednesdays with that, okay? You guys, are you guys okay with that? I know y'all expecting certain things, but yeah, I got to run my channel how I run my channel, okay? All right? Okay, so hopefully I'm enough for y'all because this is going to be it, okay? Not for nothing, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the ground rules of everything, and then we're going to get into everything. I'm excited, y'all. I just love y'all. I love y'all so much, and y'all are just so great energy individuals, and I just love y'all so much, okay? All right, so welcome to Whitney D TV. This is home of Keep It Cute or Get the Boot. You don't have to agree with me. That is not what I'm asking for. I'm just asking that you keep it respectfully. And that's the cute part about it. If you can respect you and it respects me. It's reflect you how you respect me is a reflection of how you respect yourself. Okay. So I ask that you just keep it cute with whatever you have to say. You don't have to agree with me. Make sure you just respect my platform and you don't take digs at me or whatever the case may be. And you don't come over here and spam in my chat about free R. Kelly if we're not talking about R. Kelly, for one, and for two, I don't care about him getting free. Okay. I want him to get help. Okay. So please keep their energy, take that energy elsewhere to somebody who supports that, not over here. Okay. Mods, make sure you watch for that. But if they're talking and they're disagreeing with what I say, don't worry about that. That's fine. Okay. So keep it cute or you're definitely going to get the boot. Okay. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you like what I bring to the YouTube world, make sure that you subscribe. Okay. And like this video so I can create more content like that. All right. Sharing is caring. Stop right now. Click on that X of the chat and click that share button. It gives you opportunity to share it on your Twitter, your Facebook, and anywhere else. Do that red now, okay? Do it red now, okay? Do that for me and help your girl out, all right? All right, and if you would like to join the channel, it's actually down in the description box. You can actually join. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys because I get that all the time. Where's the button? Where's the button? Okay, there it goes. Okay, and it's actually going to be pinned up top of the chat so you guys can be able to come in the membership that way. Okay, all right. And if you would like to support my channel, there it is right there. That is my Cash App. Your super chats are amazing. However, 30% goes to YouTube, and so I mean, you know, it's cool or whatever. But if you wanted to come directly to me, this is the best way. And it's going to be located, boom, right there, okay, at all times. All right, let's go ahead and get into everything. I know y'all be telling me, Whitney, you long-winded. Girl, you be talking so much at the beginning. It's like 30 minutes at the beginning. Look, okay, look. I got to get all of that information out, okay? Shoot, I forget stuff. All right? Goodness. Take it easy on me, all right? Not for nothing, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into everything, okay? First, we're going to get into an update in regards to the R. Kelly trial. And boy, it is getting crazy out here in these streets, okay? We'll go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And we're going to get into the first update, okay? Okay, we're going to go from short to long because I'm going to be reading. All right. So this particular, okay, let me make sure that everybody looking good on here or whatever. Okay, there we go. We're good. Okay, so what we're about to get into, this one particular article we got from USA Today, okay? Thank you, Markea. She says, I like the little setup you got there or whatever. Thank you, honey bunches. I do all my graphics, okay? I told you, one woman show over here. Okay. All right. And you are so pretty, Markea. See, I'll tell y'all are some pretty freaking people. All right. So, reported by USA Today, R. Kelly's assistant claims he made her falsely confess to stealing, prove she wasn't wired. Okay. Funny how all these associates are coming out now. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about them on Wednesdays too. Let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. So the article says R. Kelly's longtime assistant testified Monday that the R&B superstar was so paranoid he once asked her to change into a robe to demonstrate she was not wired. Wearing a wire, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Got to drop stuff. He could get pretty heated, said Diana Copeland, who was Kelly's assistant for 15 years. Y'all keep that number in your mind. Keep that number in your mind, okay? Keep that number in your mind, all right? She told jurors he made her cry at times. Copeland testified that Kelly kept strict policies for his entourage and once compelled her to write a letter falsely confessing to stealing from him. Doesn't that sound very similar? Doesn't that sound very similar? What a co-inkadink, right? I guess she a groupie too, and lies she tells too, right? Still, Copeland said she did not witness any of the alleged abuse. Okay, the reason why I told y'all to keep that number in there, you've been this man's assistant for 15 years and you saw nothing. You mean to tell me for 15 years you were associated with this man and you saw nothing? Okay. Still, Copeland said she did not witness any of the alleged abuse, including kidnapping and sexual assault. Okay. Described by a long list of witnesses over the past month in Kelly's racketeering trial at a federal court in Brooklyn. The Grammy-winning, multi-platinum selling singer has denied accusations that he led a criminal enterprise that sexually exploited women, girls, and even boys during a 30-year career highlighted by his anthem, "I Believe I Can Fly." His lawyers have portrayed his accusers as groupies who are lying about their relationship with him. So I guess if you're a groupie, you're entitled to all this sexual trauma and abuse. Remember that, all right? Watch out, y'all. Don't be liking too many of these people. I was scared, ashamed, embarrassed. Witness says R. Kelly locked her up before assaults. Copeland's testimony revealed new details about Kelly's unusual routines and the degree to which he relied upon his inner circle. But that's not an entourage. I mean, that's not an enterprise. That's just an entourage, just my circle of people. She said he had no control over his own bank account and had no idea where his royalties were going. He didn't even know his own social security number. Copeland said that was a huge problem. Lawyers for the singer born Robert Sylvester Kelly have said the star has trouble reading and writing, but we proved that to be a lie. Yeah. Or he could just be at one of be at one kind of end of the spectrum of being illiterate. And I'm not trying to be funny. I've been in education for over 15 plus years. And it's different spectrums to autism, to all that. So maybe his illiteracy or the lack of thereof, it's on a spectrum. Maybe it's certain things that he can read or whatever to a certain extent or whatever the case may be. Copeland said she would draft his text messages. Okay. Wow. Copeland said she would draft his text messages before the advent of voice-to-text application. Did y'all hear that? This woman admitted that she would draft his text messages. So one would also think now, in lieu of that, maybe he still can't read or write. Maybe all this stuff was getting drafted for him, or was getting written for him, or was getting read to him. Oh, all right, y'all. Into the thick of this. Into the thick of this. Into the thick of this. Dog. Okay. Kelly lived a nocturnal lifestyle in which he often didn't start his day until 5 p.m., played basketball at midnight, and remained in the recording studio until the sun came up. Copeland said, yeah, the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. Or maybe you know darn well that you can't roam the street with your underage girlfriends, and so you decide you just want, Well, that's the end of that article. Let me see what you guys have been saying. We're gonna go into this next update. What y'all gotta say about that article, y'all? My God, today. Oh, let me see what y'all got to say. Tabitha said, dude had naked women under the wrestling ring. Yes. Okay. At the end of the day, if he could text girls, he had someone do it for him. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Amber Bamber, my love bug. Hey. But he can't comprehend. It's a big difference. That is a big difference. It's a difference between you reading something and comprehending it. That's why I say that not too many people can read transcripts. I mean, you can read it. Y'all can read it. Hell, it'll be on the screen when I read it. But do you understand what you're reading and the climate that you're reading and what, you know what I'm saying? And not just reading it. You know what I'm saying? So that's absolutely right. People can read, but are you comprehending? Y'all remember we was learning that in school? You know what I'm saying? Comprehension skills. Demonic. Exactly. Which hours? Freebird said freaks come out at night. I'm just saying, freaks come out. Hey. When you say my name, say it with passion. Tavia. Real talk love. Okay, Tavia. I got you. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and get into this next update. And then we're going to get into some transcript reading. Okay. All right. Okay. Now this is another update. This is going to be a little lengthy, so you guys bear with me. However, I think it suffices. Okay. All right. Y'all see that? My God, today. Y'all see that? Let me enlarge in this. R. Kelly sexually abused Aaliyah when she was 13 or 14, witness says. My God. "13 or 14, witness says. Well, let's get into it, okay? Woohoo. Let me put this. I'm gonna put this completely on the screen. Let me take myself off of there. Let's get into this, okay? Tomorrow's Leaders First Network, sweetie. The article is right here on the screen. I'm not making up nothing, okay? I'm tired of y'all saying that. That's ridiculous. I read from transcripts, and I'm still alive. But I'm reading from what's on here. This is an article for the people in the back. New York Times, okay? This is where I'm reading from. The New York Times. And then, you know, they have transcripts, right? Yeah. Mods, get on it, baby, because now I told y'all freaks come out at night. It's past a lot of people's bedtime. Now they acting crazy. Now it's on the screen, baby. That's where it is. You can read it right there on the screen. Here you go. The New York Times. All right. Okay. But I'm finna read it. So, you know, but you can reread it if you feel like I'm not clear. All right. R. Kelly sexually abused Aaliyah when she was 13 or 14. Mind you, again, for the people in the back, you have to understand this is in court. These articles are people stating what goes across the court in the stand. Why do y'all keep thinking people are lying in court? All right, there you go. Come on now. The witness, a former backup performer, said she walked in on the singers as they were engaged in a sex act around 1993, 1 year before they were illegally married. And why does this sound perplexing, sir or ma'am, in the chat? When she got pregnant, baby, how you think it was a miraculous conception? I'm just saying, was it a miraculous conception? I'm just curious. Let me read what you got to say. You asked that question. Let me give you an answer. The transcript that have been read that come from court was stated they lied. They lied. Child, I got the transcripts, boo. Okay. Anyways, sweetie. Like, okay. All right. Okay. You are a super friend. You better watch out. You saw what he did to Geronda, and you super fans. Get out. Y'all go on. I tried. Go ahead, baby. Go on and give him the boot. Go on and give him the boot. And y'all can go ahead and plaster this on the network or whatever. You know, Whitney don't let people have their opinions. Like, come on now. You are a super fan, my guy. Super fan. Okay, you better watch out. He like y'all. And God depends on how old you are. Can we go ahead with this article from New York Times that's not credible? Poor Leah. Rest heavy, pretty lady. A former backup singer for R. Kelly testified that she saw Mr. Kelly engaged in a sex act with the R&B singer Aaliyah around 1993, when Aaliyah was only 13 or 14 years old. The woman who testified under only the name Angela, told jurors at Mr. Kelly's criminal trial in Brooklyn that she was performing with Mr. Kelly on tour when she went to visit the singer on his tour bus. But as she began to open the door, Angela said she saw Mr. Kelly, who was in his mid-20s at the time, and Aaliyah in a sexual situation. She told jurors Aaliyah was sitting in a chair, she said, and Mr. Kelly was kneeling and appeared to be performing a oh, wow. So he was giving her oral sex. Wow. Let me run that back. 13, 14, Aaliyah. Let that sit in your head. Think about how you were when you were 13 and 14-year-old. You guys know that I played the video of Azriel when she was 17 and she looked so young. Can you imagine an Aaliyah who we saw who started in the industry at 15? Can you imagine her at 13 and 14? It's sick. And anybody that's coming up here trying to contest that, kick rocks, yo. It's disgusting. Where was her parents? Ridiculous. But as she began to open the door, Angela said she saw Mr. Kelly, who was in his mid-20s at the time, and Aaliyah in a sexual situation. She told jurors Aaliyah was seated in a chair. She said, and Mr. Kelly was kneeling and appeared to be performing a sex act on that girl. Angela closed the door abruptly, she said, and never spoke with Mr. Kelly about what she saw. Whew. The testimony came on the 15th day of Mr. Kelly's trial, during which 6 accusers, including Angela, have said that Mr. Kelly had sex with them while they were underage. But Angela's account stood apart from others. Aaliyah, who Mr. Kelly married illegally in 1994. It's the youngest girl that the singer has been accused of sexually abusing. And Angela became the first accuser to testify that she had been the two engaged, that she has seen the two engaged in sexual acts. Aaliyah, whose full name was Aaliyah Dana Holden, died in a plane crash in 2001. Mr. Kelly, 54, faces 1 count of racketeering and 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting people. Let me say that again, because see, y'all keep putting emphasis on these girls, these guys, people, period, people. It prohibits transporting people across state lines. Can't move from state to state. Prosecution has proved that point, but I digress. Let me go on. For the purpose of prostitution. Now, people are inquiring about what's prostitution. Yeah. By definition, let's look at what prostitution is. Prostitution, the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. Yes, see, you guys want to throw it out there countless times how I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat. You guys want to put out there constant times that these women received gifts and money, allowances. Oh, well, it seems like it lines up with prostitution to me, especially if you guys are moving from state lines. I'm just saying, you know, what do I know? Let me continue with the article. He has denied the accusations and pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. Also, on Monday, a second male accuser testified against Mr. Kelly. The witness identified only as Alex. Oh, we got a second male here. Where was his parents? Was he a groupie? Just curious. Mr. Kelly groomed him for sex beginning when he was 16. He said that they began having sex when he was 20 and said that from 2007 to 2019, oh, here recently, he was brainwashed by the singer. Oh, no. Not brainwashed. No, he wasn't. That couldn't be. He couldn't dare be brainwashed. What? He was a groupie. Aaliyah, who was one of the most celebrated music stars of the 1990s, has been a significant focus of Mr. Kelly's trial. Again, and I know I'm going to get through this, but know what you do in the dark comes to the light. Know that. Know that you never get away with anything. You merely get by. Trust. You wonder why, as old as Cosby is, it came back. You reap what you sow. Make sure that you put positive energy in this world and you'll get it back, or you're going to get what you put out there, and he's getting what he's getting. The marriage of the two singers using falsified documents that has been submitted when Aaliyah was 15 and Mr. Kelly was 27 prompt the first significant scrutiny of his encounters with underage girls. Potential sexual crimes that date to the early 1990s would typically be too old to prosecute, but the racketeering charge, which claims that the singer, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, was the head of the criminal scheme that preyed on women and underage girls for sex, allows the government wider latitude. Angela said she first met Mr. Kelly around 1991 when she was between 14 and 15 years old. The singer began to have sex with her while she was underage and a student in high school, she testified. Angela recalled that Mr. Kelly often pressured her and several others who worked around him as backup performers to have sex. She told jurors that she first met Aaliyah shortly before the young singer began to work on her first album. Age ain't nothing but a number. Going down ain't nothing but see? You see why I don't listen to the music. You see why I don't like when people say, well, you gotta separate the music with the monster. Do you hear what I just said? Age ain't nothing but a number. Going down ain't nothing but a thing. Who was she singing about going down? I wonder. Miss me with that. Anyways, with Mr. Kelly, Aaliyah traveled on a tour with him to get her feet wet in the industry around 1992 or 1993. Why was she going on tour with him? Where was her parents? What? Disgusting. How dare her mother and her father let her go on tour with R. Kelly? Didn't they see her behavior change? Like, disgusting. How dare them? Can't believe that. The parents should be ashamed. Letting her go on tour to get her feet wet. Didn't they know his history? Disgusting. Didn't they find that to be perturbed, to say the least? This old man. Angela told jurors, but it was during that trip, she said that she saw the two engaged in sexual act. Aaliyah, who have been 13 or 14 at the time. Aaliyah would have, on a separate stop in Washington, D.C. During the tour, Angela recalled that she and a group of other girls, including Aaliyah, were reprimanded for breaking the singer's instructions. Angela told jurors that they had made a trip to a 7-Eleven convenience store for food, but that Mr. Kelly had told them not to leave their hotel. When he learned of their disobedience, he demanded sex from them. Robert told all of us we would have to put out, she said. It was Doe's time. She added, explaining to jurors that the singer often presented having sex with them, with him as a form of paying their dues. Angela said that she refused the singer's advances while Leah was among the girls that Mr. Kelly had addressed. She was not aware whether the two had sexual encounters immediately following that incident. Alex, the male accuser, the second male accuser. We're going to get into the first one tonight, but let's talk about this second accuser. The male accuser who appeared on Monday, which is today, also testified to countless sexual encounters with the R&B superstar and other women at Mr. Kelly's direction. I'm starting to believe that this may be nephew. This may be nephew, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, when people are mentioned on stand, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear from them. 9 times out of 10. You know what people be talking about these transcripts? Transcripts don't lie. He testified that for more than a decade, he often saw the singer at parties and pick-up basketball games, what he called Kelly ball, in which you'd get the ball, rebound him, let him shoot at a recreational center and a church gymnasium in Chicago. He's playing basketball at a church? Shame on that church. Don't they know his history? Mr. Kelly first made an advance on him inside the singer's Maybach music. When Alex was about 20 years old, he said, I recall him just talking to me, then forcefully kissing me, licking my face. He said, afterward, Mr. Kelly told him just to be open-minded. Sounds familiar. He said that to John Doe number 1. During sexual encounters with Mr. Kelly, he said the singer refers to him as nephew. Where is my gavel? Where is my gavel? Into the thick of this. Into the thick of this. Into the thick of this. Nephew. We found him, y'all. Wow, wow, wow. But ain't nobody talking about nephew. Ain't nobody talking about him. This is John Doe number 2. Oh, but tonight we're gonna get into these John Does. Oh, yeah. We're gonna get into these John Does. Yeah. Y'all talk so much about these John Doe, John Days. Or what they call it? Jane Does. I said John Days. Woo! Wow. Let me rewind that. During sexual encounters with Mr. Kelly, he said the singer referred to him as nephew. Although Alex testified they are not related. So he created his own little family with these individuals. And you want to know what's so sad about this? When you deal with sexual trauma, and especially when it's within your own home, you build like your own family. And it's a lot with and don't at me, trust, listen to this whole context of this before y'all try to grab clips. But I'm going to say what I got to say. Just like in the LGBTQ community, when they get kicked out of their homes because their family don't accept it or whatever the case may be, they create. It's just like if you watch Pose, I did. They create their own families. They have their mothers and things of that nature. This is no different. And that's a traumatic experience that, they go through when they get kicked out and not being accepted, not being loved, and once having that. So this is what you're seeing taking fold, is him creating his own family because his family abused him. His family dropped the ball. Okay, let's continue though. He said he was directed to call Mr. Kelly daddy. Oh, that couldn't be true. He wanted to call him daddy, right? He's a liar too. Sometimes afterward, he said Mr. Kelly would slap 100 or 2 in my hand just for gas my time. That sounds like prostitution if you ask me. You know, giving them money and gifts and stuff afterwards. But let's continue. Let me see what, maybe, hey, what I know. On one occasion, he said Mr. Kelly told him he had a gift for him and instructed him to wait in a room Alex said he believed was the bedroom of one of the singer's children. There, Mr. Kelly had set up an iPad and you better know that if they're mentioning these iPads and all this stuff, okay. Guess he's a liar too. Let's continue. There, Mr. Kelly had set up an iPad and production lights and directed Alex to take off his clothes. Then the singer sent the half-naked lady into the room. He pretty much told us to go at it, but we didn't know what to do because he was still in the room. He said, adding that the singer then told us to start kissing each other and to mean it. Mr. Kelly began recording, Alex said, and then masturbating as he directed them through a series of sex acts. During the encounters, the women, whose names he did not know, appeared zombie-ish. Let me run that back. During the encounters, the women, whose names he did not know, appeared zombie-ish. God. Ugh. Ugh. But it was Mr. Kelly's interactions with Aaliyah that began to focus public scrutiny on accusations of sexual misconduct by the singer. In the mid 1990s, I said 1900s, y'all. That just kind of threw me off. Vibe magazine reported the details of the fake identification that was procured. Sorry, because I just got that thought in my head of like just there, you know what I'm saying? Just like going through the motions, just not being there. Just and it's just so sad because it's just so sad. So Aaliyah could marry Mr. Kelly in 1994. Witnesses have said that the union came about because Mr. Kelly believed that Aaliyah may have been pregnant and feared that he could be prosecuted for statutory rape. And as Mr. Kelly's conduct came under renewed scrutiny at the height of the Me Too movement, both installments of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary series delved into the accusations. If people would have protected Aaliyah, so many other girls wouldn't have gotten touched. Come on. Come on. That is it. If people would have protected Aaliyah, and not even, no shade, love Aaliyah, But are we forgetting about, I think her name was Tiffany or Jessica, the first girl who knew Aaliyah, who got paid up under the table. Who did what she was supposed to do after the alleged assault. She went and reported everything. She went and got a lawyer. She went and did all the things. And the lawyers was in cahoots and paid her up under the table. Let's continue. If people would have protected Aaliyah, so many other girls wouldn't have gotten touched. A former boyfriend, Damon Dash, said during the second portion of the Lifetime series, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all of that. Yeah. Several witnesses during the trial have testified about other aspects of the encounters between Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah. The minister who married the two spoke publicly for the first time earlier this month, telling jurors that he was asked to give his word that he would not discuss their 10-minute wedding ceremony at a Chicago area hotel. Now, see, I'm going to say this very delicately. When we get on the aspect of where were the parents, and I can't wait to get into this topic on Friday, your focus should be more so on the assistants, the handlers, the drivers, the people that, the parents that were there, that never told the parents what was going on. Woohoo! What was going on with their children. Oh, but we're gonna get into it on Friday. I mean on Wednesday. We're gonna get on it on Wednesday. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. What's up, baby? I'm still in the article. I haven't read the transcripts just yet. I'm finna wrap this up though with this article, and then we're gonna get into some transcripts. And one of these singers, former tour managers, Demetrius Smith, testified that he bribed a government employee for the fake identification for Aaliyah as Mr. Kelly's inner circle began to plot the marriage. You see what I'm saying? Why it's so deflective to keep yelling out, where were the parents, when you had grown people doing crap like this? Did Demetrius tell Aaliyah's mom or dad what was going on? The union was annulled in 1995, and Aaliyah filed to have details of their union expunged from her record 2 years later. Guys, her subsequent albums were produced without Mr. Kelly. Why is that though? Why would she stop the relationship with him if it was just a great one? During his testimony, Mr. Smith described the first meeting of the two singers in 1992. He said they began working on her music together and appeared to be more than friends from the very beginning. When did you say that to her parents? When did you say, hey, Mama Aaliyah, Rob and Aaliyah, they're a little too comfy cozy for me, Mama. I mean, I don't know what's going on with them. Though he said he first viewed their interactions as a uniquely close working relationship, but over time the friendliness of their exchanges began to raise concerns. At times I was concerned, he testified. On at least one occasion, Mr. Smith said their behavior had prompted him to ask Robert, "You ain't messing with Aaliyah?" Mr. Smith said he meant flirting, being flirtatious, seducing her. That's the end of that article. Let's get into some transcript reading. Child. See what you guys gotta say. Makaya said they should have stood up. Grown people knew what was going on and let it happen. That's why I say when we get into the whole yelling of, where the parents were and stuff like that, and that's why I can't wait till Wednesday. Pray you guys tune in on Wednesday. We're going to look at a lot of situations where you're going to see where the parents were and on sort. And we're going to talk about this whole R. Kelly situation too, and where the parents were and what was going on, but not for nothing. We're going to get into some transcripts. But like I told you guys earlier, and those that are just coming in, I am a one-woman show. I hope that's good enough for you guys. And I'm about to take my whole channel on a new approach. With that being said, I will be doing transcript reading, but it's going to be for a purpose. I don't want to get all mundane with just reading transcripts, especially old ones. So what we're going to be getting into tonight is going to catapult into Wednesday. Okay, for those that are just coming in, like I said, I hope you guys join me on Wednesday. We will be getting into a new series that I'm about to do here on the channel every Wednesday. Where were the parents? And we're going to talk about different worldwide situations that have transpired when it comes to the likes of teachers and students situations. This R. Kelly and situations of the onsort. Okay, so Wednesdays, every Wednesday, tune in here, and we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what could possibly happen with the parents being in these situations. Okay, that's gonna take force on Wednesday. However, in between that, I am going to be reading transcripts. However, it's not going to be in order and stuff like that. I'm not even going to lie to you. With the whole transcript reading, it's getting very saturated. Everybody is now reading it. And I like to always be ahead of the times, if you will. So with that being said, I will be reading transcripts. I will be reading some here now. But it's going to be the specific transcripts that is pertaining to what I'm going to be talking about throughout the week. Okay, so join me. We're going to be getting into the particular transcripts of John Doe #1. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this all set up for you guys. Hey, baby girl. All right. Make that big. Okay. So this particular transcript shouts out to the Robert Kelly Open Discussion Group. Oh my gosh, they are just amazing. It's operated by Robert Kelly and the likes of other administrators. However, they always post like the transcripts and things to that nature. And so this is where I got these particular transcripts from. And we're going to be reading from them because, excuse me, this is just John Doe's. And it's no extra fabrication. It's just straight to the freaking point. And I appreciate that. I'm going to try my best to get in 30 pages of this particular transcript. So, yeah, let's get into it. And let's listen in regards to what this John Doe had to say in regards to what R. Kelly was doing to him, or, you know, the lack thereof. And I also just want to let you guys know again on Wednesday, this is the reason why I'm actually speaking about these particular transcripts is because the story that I'm going to be speaking on Wednesday is going to be reflective of this. So you guys stay tuned, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. The judge. A couple of things before we get started. Our court reporter takes down everything that you say, so just don't speak too quickly. It makes their job harder. The witness, mind you guys, this is John Doe 1. Okay, we're reading transcripts of John Doe 1, the first John Doe. Okay, the first guy that nobody's talking about. All right, let's hear his depiction of his experience with Mr. Kelly. Okay, he goes on to say, okay, the judge, for the same reasons, make sure that you let whichever lawyer is asking you questions finish before you start speaking again, so it doesn't make their job too hard. If there is a question that you need to have repeated or isn't clear, tell me. I'll have the lawyer rephrase it, and just do your best to answer only the question that you are being asked, okay? He responds, okay. The judge, go ahead. Miss Gideus, thank you. Direct examination by Miss Gideus. Good afternoon. Hello. I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification as Government Exhibit 64. Do you recognize what is shown in Government's Exhibit 64? Yes. What is it that? It's me. Is that a photo of you? Yes. Approximately how old were you when this photograph was taken? 16 or 17? The government offers Government's Exhibit 64. The judge, any objection? Mr. Koenig, no objection. Government Exhibit 64 was received in evidence. Ms. Gideus, may I publish? The judge, yes. I'm now showing the witness only what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 64A. Is the photograph in 64A the same photograph as was just shown in the Government 64? Yes. Underneath this photograph, is that your true first and last name? Yes. Ms. Gideus, the Government's exhibit offers 64A. The judge, any objection? Mr. Koenig, none. Government Exhibit 64A received in evidence. We asked it be published to the jury only. The court, or the judge, jury only. For today's purpose, we're going to refer to you as Lewis. All right? All right. Okay. Finally, I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification as 64B. Does 64B contain that same photograph? Yes. And below there, does it say Lewis? Yes. Government offers 64B. Mr. Koenig, no objection. Government Exhibit 64B was received in evidence. The judge, that's in evidence. Ms. Gideus, may we publish? The judge, yes. How old are you today? 32. Are you currently working? No. Were you previously employed? Yes. What type of work did you previously do? Warehouse management. Are you married? Yes. Do you have any children? Yes. When were you born? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Rewind. Are you married? Yes. Do you have any children? Yes. Interesting. When were you born? February 11th, 1989. In what neighborhood did you live growing up? Hazel Crest, Illinois. Where is that in reference to downtown Chicago? 40 minutes south. Hazel Crest is south of downtown Chicago. Is that right? Yes. Where did you go to high school? Hillcrest High School. Did you graduate high school? Hold on, y'all. I'm finna come on the screen. There we go. Okay. Yes. When did you graduate? May of 2007. So, based on being born in 1989, fair to say you turned 18 in February of your senior year of high school. Yes. What, if any, interest did you have during high school? Football, basketball, and music. Uh-oh. What type of music were you interested in? Hip hop. Were you interested as a spectator or a performer? As an artist? Did you work during high school? Yes. Where did you work? McDonald's. Hold on. What y'all doing in my chat? Tavern. Put you on timeout. Tavier. I'm putting your butt on timeout. Don't be saying stuff like that. That's not nice. Tavier. No, sir. And yes, I will be regulating my chat along with my mods. And if y'all don't like it, you do not have to stay over here and listen. But no. During high school, when you were working at the McDonald's, where was it located? Markham, Illinois. Do you remember when you started working at the McDonald's in Markham, Illinois? Yes. When was that? Sophomore year in high school. Where is Markham in relation to Hazel Crest, where you were living when you were growing up? About 10 minutes away. I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 522A. Do you recognize Government's Exhibit 522A? Yes. I'm also showing the witness only 522B. Do you recognize that? Yes. What is shown in Government's Exhibit 522A and B? McDonald's in Markham, Illinois. The McDonald's where you worked. Yes. Are those photographs of McDonald's of how the McDonald's appeared when you were working there in high school? Yes. The government offers no objection. Government Exhibit 522A and B was received in evidence. The judge. They are in evidence. You can publish them. Thank you. I'll start with 522A. I'm showing what is in evidence as Government's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize the individual shown in Government Exhibit 1? Yes. Who is that? Robert Kelly. Do you personally know Robert Kelly? Yes. Do you see him in the courtroom today? Yes. Can you point to him and describe an article of his clothing? Right there. He has a blue jacket. The judge, indicating the defendant, Miss Gideon. Thank you. Do you recall where you were when you first met the defendant? Yes. Where were you when you first met the defendant? McDonald's. What were you doing at the McDonald's? Working the drive-thru. Where did you first encounter the defendant? At the drive-thru window. I'm showing what is in evidence as 522B. Is this the photograph that you just identified of the drive-thru? Yes. What happened when you were working at the drive-thru when you encountered the defendant? I was working the night shift overnight. The Maybach came up to the window. It was a driver up there, and the next thing I know, the Maybach moved forward. And Mr. Kelly asked me who was the lady working that was behind me, which was the manager. And I told him who she was, and he told me, can I hook it up? So I went over there and told the lady. She didn't know who he was. She was like Hispanic. She didn't know who he was, so I just told her the guy that sings I Believe I Can Fly. And I went back. I told her. She was like, yeah. And then I went back to the window, told him that she just wanted his number. And he looked at me like, you really did that for me? I said, yeah. He gave me 2 pieces of paper, one for her and one was for me. He told me, hit him up to hang out sometime. How old? Wait. I'm hold on. I'm gonna get to what I'm gonna say. How old were you when you met the defendant at drive-thru at the McDonald's? 17. Just curious, what grown man wants to hang out with a kid? I'm just saying. I mean, I just don't understand it. I just don't. I don't. What year in high school were you? Senior. You mentioned a Maybach. What do you know about a Maybach? Maybach is the vehicle. Who was in the Maybach when you encountered the defendant? Robert Kelly and a driver. There was also a driver there? Yes. You mentioned that had you previously seen that Maybach at the McDonald's? Yes. On prior occasions, when you had seen the Maybach, where was the defendant at that time? I would never see him, but it normally would only be the driver that speaks at the window. So it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different because you actually saw the defendant in the Maybach at that time. Yeah. Yes. What was on the piece of paper, the 2 pieces of paper that the defendant gave to you and, that lady that day? His phone number? What, if anything, did you do with those 2 pieces of paper? Actually, I threw the one away for the lady. She didn't know who he was. So I threw that one away and I kept the other one and gave it to my mother. the parents. What? He did what now? What? I guess his mother wanted Kelly too. Wow. I just wonder. Wow. Shame on this mother, right? Let me highlight that. Let's run that back. I just can't. That ain't even it. Actually, I threw the one away for the lady. She didn't know who he was. So I threw that one away. And I kept the other one and gave it to my mother. Shame on him. Getting his mother involved like that. I wonder what she did with the paper. I wonder if she threw it away. Let's see. Let's see what this mother did. You said you threw away the paper. Did you tell the defendant you were going to throw away the paper? No. Why did you give the other piece of paper, the one you didn't throw away, to your mom? Like, why would you do that? Let's see why. Because I was too nervous to call myself. Too nervous to call himself. Sounds like a kid to me. That's what kids do. What do I know? Did you see what your mother, if anything, your mom did with the piece of paper? Let me guess, she threw it away, right? Right. Let's see. That's the best parenting choice to do. Throw that paper away. Yes. What did she do? Put it in her Bible, and she eventually called him. Shame on this mother. Bad parent choice. Why would you call? Right? Although your son is involved in music, this is a musical legend. Shame on you, though. Don't you know what he does to children? Shame on you, parent. You had to know better, right? Shame on this mother. Can't believe she would put her son in harm's way that way. Were you present when your mom called that telephone number? Yes. What? And were you able to hear the conversation? Yes. How were you able to hear the conversation? She had it on speakerphone. What did you hear your mom say when she called the telephone number that the defendant gave to you on that piece of paper? Mr. Mechanic, objection. Wait a minute. Hold up. The judge overruled. She was just telling him on the phone how I was a big fan of his music. Whoa. Wait a minute. This mother is horrible. She's a horrible parent. Do you hear what she's saying to him? Wow. She's a horrible mother. She said, my son is a big fan of yours, of your music. And he's like a rapper coming up. Sounds like a momager to me. But shame on her. She should have threw away that paper. Bad parenting choice. Rapper coming up. And let him know how much of a fan I was. And I will be willing, that I would love to work with him on my music. I just want y'all real quick, and I'm going to continue. I want you guys to see the hypocrisy of it all. And I'm being very sarcastic while I'm reading this, because it just reminds me of another young lady that gave the number to her mom. And her mom reached out on behalf of her as the momager, knowing her gifts of talent, of musical talent, her ambition, and set up an arrangement of sorts of and sent information, sent videos and things to that nature. Oh, but we read here how John Doe, a male, did the same thing. But the hypocrisy of it all, because see, again, and see why we missing stuff, it's because that was a little girl. And who cares? Her parents were wrong, blah, blah, blah. But see, this is a little boy. Even in the midst of how ugly this situation is and how disgusting it is, this boy is getting away without the scrutiny that you guys are subjecting to the young lady who did the same thing as his brother did. Let's continue. How, if at all, did the defendant respond after your mom told him about your musical aspirations? He said he appreciated that we was fans of his music and that he was going to have a party coming up. And did he provide any additional information about the party? Yes. He told my mother that me and my father and her could come to the party. Oh, he said father. Now, at the time that your mother first called the defendant, had you spent any time in a recording studio? Yes. Did you peep that? See, it'd be different if this was just a fluke. But again, they saw, just like the other young lady, this was an opportunity. He was already in the studio. He was already developing his career. This was an opportunity. Doing what? Making demos, like 1 or 2 songs. And when you said, did you say making demos? Is that correct? Yes. Demo tapes. Featuring your music. Yes. Did you attend the party that the defendant mentioned in that first phone call? Yes. Where was the party held? At his house in Olympia Fields. Where within the defendant's house in Olympia Fields was the party? In the front room, the living room. Do you remember when the party was? I just remember it like around the holiday, because I just remember it being cold outside and him having a Christmas tree and everything. It just seemed like it was a holiday around that time, maybe November, December of 2006, your senior year. Yes. Who, if anyone, came with you to that party at the defendant's house in Olympia Fields? My mother and father. Shame on them. Where were the parents? Right there. Shame on them. Where were the parents? Let me highlight where the parents was. Who, if anyone, came with you to the party at the defendant's house in Olympia Fields? My mother, not just the mama, like some people want to throw that out there, and my father. He got over on the mother and the father because he's in court today. So that means that some behavior kept transcending even after this. How is that? Where were the parents? And just to be clear, when you are talking about your mom and your dad, was it your biological father or somebody else? My stepfather. At the defendant's party at Olympia Fields that you attended with your parents, did you recognize anyone at the party? Yes. Who did you recognize there? Robert Kelly and George Daniels. Mr. Mechanic. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. George Daniels and Robert Kelly. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all missed that. Who did you understand George Daniels to be? Someone that helped develop artists. That's who I thought it was. Because around, I heard that he helped artists. I'm sure the witness only was been marked for identification as government's Exhibit 90. Do you recognize government Exhibit 90? Yes. What is government's Exhibit 90? George Davis. Government offers Exhibit 90. Any objection? Mr. Kenneth? None. All right. That's in evidence. Government's Exhibit 90 received in evidence. May we publish, please? Yes. The above reference to exhibit was published. What, if any, interaction did you have with George Daniels at the defendant's party? My mom told him she had let him know about my good music, so that I was an up-and-coming artist trying to get into the music industry. And did you hear how George Daniels responded? Yes. He would say we should try to get him to work with Rob. And if he is willing, what do you want to do? And was the defendant present for that initial conversation between your mom and George Daniels? No. Did you have an opportunity to speak with the defendant at the first party that you attended in Olympia Fields? Yes. And what was the context in which you spoke with the defendant? So he had took a picture. We took a picture together. George Daniels had took it on my phone at the time. He had took the picture, and after the picture, he just told me in my ear that maybe it would be best sometime if I come to the party by myself? Where were the parents? Where were the parents? Did they not see this grown man wrap his arm around his shoulders in this picture and find it inappropriate? Did they not find him whispering in his ear inappropriate? No, because it was happening in plain eyesight. See, sometimes you can be present and the enemy strikes your behind. Sometimes you don't see what's going on with your child. Or sometimes you can be in the very room with that serpent and he still strikes. He just told me in my ear, if it's something that you're saying that you can say in front of everybody, why not just say it before his parents? Why wait until you get the opportunity to be by yourself, to whisper in his ear? Maybe it would be best sometime if you come to the party by yourself. Now, you said that we had taken a picture together. Who did you mean by we in the sentence? Robert? And was George Daniels present when there was a picture taken? Yes, he took the picture using your phone. Yes. And who was the picture of? Me and Robert. And how did it come to be that George Daniels took a picture of you and Robert? He had told him that this kid is trying to do music and maybe you should give him one shot. George Daniels told the defendant that you were trying to do music. Is that right? Yes. Now, you said that someone whispered something in your ear. Is that correct? Yes. Who whispered something in your ear? Robert, the defendant. Yes. What did the defendant say to you? That it would be best if I come by myself to the party sometime. In this moment, who was present? Robert Kelly? Or this boy's mother and father? Who whispered in in Lewis's ear? Robert Kelly or his parents? Who told him against every better judgment that I guarantee you his mother and father trained him to come by himself? Was it his parents or Robert Kelly? And who had you come to the party with? My parents. Did you see the defendant again after that party? Yes. How did you come to see the defendant again? My mom took me over there to go to the studio. Woo. Shame on that mom. She should have known better. She should have known that it was going to be up to no good with her son and this man. But mind you, I hopefully will hear, did he ever tell his mom what these whispers? Clearly, he didn't tell his mom this, because I don't understand any mom or parent that would allow their child to go then into a studio with somebody who's telling their child, hey, maybe you should go by myself. Clearly, if that was okay for him to do, the initial response of them getting invited to a party would have been like, oh no, Lewis is fine going by himself. We'll let him go by himself. No, they went with him. And I guarantee you, if Lewis went home and told his mother and father what was whispered in his ear, I don't think any way, shape, or form his mother and father would have then allowed him to go to the studio. But I guarantee you, as a 17-year-old kid that sees an opportunity, like us all have at 16, 17 years old, lied or kept withheld the information from our parents, went on into this studio. We heard about a testimony about the young lady who said she was willing to do whatever it took to get her friend in the studio. Not even her friend. But I digress. How did it come to be that you were going to the studio with your mom? My mom called him again. Were you present for the conversation? Yes. And what, if anything, did you hear your mom say when she called the defendant a second time? Still telling him that I wanted to do the music and I've been working on my music. How did the defendant respond during that phone conversation? He told my mother to bring me back to the studio. Where was the studio located? Downstairs. Downstairs? With respect to what? Oh, downstairs at his house in Olympia Fields. The same location where the party was held. Yes. And did you, in fact, go back to the defendant's house? Yes. Who brought you there? Or how did you get there? My mother. And did your mother stay with you at the defendant's house that day? No. What did she do? Drop me off at the gate? Can you describe the outside of the defendant's house in Olympia Fields? When you first arrive, it's a big black gate. It's a very long driveway. The house is right in front of you. Very big house. And to your right is a garage. And I'm showing what's in evidence as government exhibit 502A. Do you recognize that? Yes. What is that? Robert's house. And is that the gate you were just referring to where my pen is pointing? Yes. And I'm also showing 502C. The above referred to exhibit was published. Do you recognize that? Yes. What is that? Robert's house. Just to be clear, is this the house that you went to for both the party and that second time when your mother dropped you off? I want to make emphasis on this. Your mother dropped you off. And I'm correlating these two situations because, again, here we have a female and a male experience similar in actions, but one gets more scrutiny than the other. But let me show you the difference. and why you should be more so yelling about the parents in this situation. But we're not. And I say really don't yell at parents at all, if you really ask me, but I'm being very sarcastic. Here you have this young boy saying that his mother dropped him off. The other situation, you hear how the young lady drove. On the contrary, she drove herself. Yeah. Unbeknownst to her parents. But she drove herself to her encounter. He got dropped off by his parents. I'm going to let that simmer in. Yes. When you went to the defendant's house that second time, how were you able to get through the gate? Security at the gate. Do you recall who was present serving as security? Yes. Her name was Candy. I'm showing you what's in evidence as Government's Exhibit 22. Do you recognize Government's Exhibit 22? The above referred to exhibit was published. Yes. Who is that? Candy. And is that the Candy who helped you through the gate that day? Yes. What happened after your mom dropped you off at the studio? I had got to the studio. I had to wait for a little while, sat in the waiting area to wait. Then Robert came down, him and another gentleman. We went in the studio together, and he was like, all right, let me hear what you got. At the time, I had it was like a cassette tape with the instrumental on it. Excuse me, already. Instrumental. It had the instrumental on the tape. I played the tape, and I started to rap for them. When you said Robert, who are you referring to? Robert Kelly. And how did they respond after you started to rap to the instrumental on the cassette tape that you brought? They say I sounded pretty good. They said, you got some potential. What, if anything, did you hear them say? They told me I got some potential. Now, did you recognize or did you learn the name of the other individual who was there that day? Yes. Who was that? Name was Pat. What did you understand Pat's role to be? Why was he there? Why did you understand he was there? He was like I'm not sure if he liked music, like someone that helps with the music, like the production of the music. I'm showing the witness only what's been marked for identification, only as Government's Exhibit 51. Do you recognize Government's Exhibit 51? Yes. Who is that? Pat. Is that the individual that was with the defendant in the studio that day? Yes. The government offers Exhibit 51. Mr. Mechanic. No objection. The judge. Okay. That's in evidence. Government's Exhibit 51 received in evidence. The judge. You can publish it, Ms. Gideon. Thank you. The above reference to exhibit was published. Now, after you performed for the defendant and he indicated that you had talent, or they indicated that you had talent, what happened? He had left out for a while. He said he had something else to do. He left out for a while, and I was still there with Pat. And he told Pat to play a couple more beats for him and see what he can do on those beats. And what did you do? I stayed there and I rapped with him. With Pat? Yes. What happened after that? After about an hour or so, Rob came back and asked, how did it go? And Pat told him that He believed I got some talent. Uh, you should give him a shot. And what happened next? Let's see, shall we? Got like 9 more pages, y'all. Rob invited me to come back the next day. He said, come back tomorrow. We'll work on some more stuff. Did you, in fact, come back the next day? Yes. And where did you go? To the studio again. And this was the studio at the defendant's house in Olympia Fields. Yes. What happened when you went back the next day? They put me in like another room, like in the studio downstairs in the studio area, and they played and they had a beat already selected for me, and they told me to write to it and that they was going to put me in the studio to record it. Promises. Now, you said they had put you in a room. Who are you referring to when you say they? Robert told his engineers to put me in a room and play the track for me and let me write to it. And what did you do then? Spent about an hour or so in the room and was writing to the beat. And who, if anyone, was present in the room with you when you were doing that? That was just me in the room. And what happened after you spent about an hour in that room by yourself? Then I went into the recording studio and recorded that song. And was anyone present while you recorded that song? Yes. Who was present? One of the engineers. And what happened after you recorded the song? After I recorded it, maybe about a little while later, maybe 30, 40 minutes. Not sure. It was a little while after. Then Rob came downstairs. He let the song play for me only 5 seconds and said he didn't like it. And when you said he let the song play for only 5 seconds, what song are you referring to? The one I had just recorded. And who was the he who let the song play for only 5 seconds? Robert Kelly. And he said he didn't like it. Is that correct? Correct. What did you do after the defendant said he didn't? By the way, the 5 seconds that had been played, what part was played during those 5 seconds? Just the beat? Did it feature your actual performance on there? We didn't get to that part yet. Hope y'all paying attention to these details. What happened after the defendant told you he didn't like it? He told me that I should go back in there and put more effort into it. He said the king of R&B, so I needed to put more effort into it. But he didn't even get to hear the rap. What did you do? I felt kind of discouraged, so I just went in there and just said anything, and I left. Where did you leave? You say, where did I leave? You said you left. Where did? I left the studio. And how old were you when you went to the defendant's studio those first 2 times? 17. Did you see the defendant again after that? Yes. Where did you next see the defendant? At the gym. What gym did you see him at? Markham Fieldhouse. What was in the Markham Fieldhouse? A basketball court. Where was the Markham Fieldhouse in relation to the McDonald's that you worked? The one in Markham, around the corner. You know, how did you end up seeing the defendant at those basketball court? At the basketball court in Markham Fieldhouse? Because the last time I was at the studio, Junebug, one of his assistants, had told me if I can't get in contact with Rob, just call him. So I had called Junebug, and he informed me that they were playing basketball. And were you invited to basketball game? Yes. I'm showing what's in evidence as the government's exhibit 523A. The above referred to exhibit was published. Do you recognize what's shown in 523A? Yes. What is that? Markham Fieldhouse. And what's the outside of the field house? And that's the outside of the field house. Yes. And I'm now showing you what's in evidence as 523C. The above referred to exhibit was published. Do you recognize 523C? Yes. What is that? Markham Fieldhouse. And is that where you next saw the defendant after those 2 times at the defendant's studio? Yes. And I'm showing you now what's in evidence as government's exhibit 4. The above referred to exhibit was published. Do you recognize who is shown in government exhibit 4? Yes. Who is that? Junebug. And is that the individual that you contact who invited you to the basketball court? Yes. Now, the first time you went to the Markham Fieldhouse, did you play basketball that day? No. What did you do instead? Stayed and watched. Were you the only spectator at the basketball game? No. Who else did you see there? Couple more guys sitting around waiting to play, and also some ladies on the sideline. What, if anything, did you notice about the females on the sideline? They was kind of like facing the wall when he wasn't playing the game, wearing like baggy clothes. What, if anything, did the defendant say to you when you were at the basketball court that day? I had told him I had been calling him, and he wasn't answering since the last time I came to the studio. He just told me he's been real busy with his music. And had you, in fact, been calling the defendant after you left that studio that second time? Yes. What, if anything, else did the defendant say? He had told me that call him later on in the week. Maybe we could hook up. And why had you been calling the defendant? Because I still was interested in doing music. Did you, after seeing the defendant at the basketball court in Markham, did you in fact call him again? Yes. And were you able to get in touch with him? Yes. What happened when you got in touch with him? He told me to come to the studio the next day, the one in Olympia Fields. Yes. Do you remember how you got to the defendant's house that day? Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My camera paired off. I'm about to get back up and running. I'm sorry. There we go. That day I had drove. I had just got a car. And what did you do when you drove up to the defendant's house? This day was a little different. Uh-oh. Here we go, y'all. How did you get through the gate? I called Rob. He had opened the gate for me. He was at the back of, he was at the end of the driveway. And where did you take your car? I had parked in the back near the garage area. What did you do after you parked your car in the back near the garage area? We had went into the garage where it was set up more like a boxing ring. Uh-oh, here we go, y'all. We had went into the garage where it was set up more like a boxing ring or workout area. And now how, if at all, was the garage attached to the defendant's studio? It was not attached. It was a detached garage. Yes. Who went into that detached garage? Me and Robert. So you brought him there to do music, but y'all don't go to the studio. You go into the garage. And you said that there was, can you describe what was inside the garage when you and the defendant went in there? Boxing ring and like workout exercise equipment. What happened when you and the defendant went inside that garage? We had sat down and talked for a little while, and he was just asking me like, what was I willing to do for the music? How did you respond when the defendant asked you, what were you willing to do for the music? I started naming some crazy things, as in, I carry your bags. I always have your bag. Anything you ever need, I'll be willing to do it. Let me pause right here. Let me. We're gonna come back to that. This sounds kind of familiar, kind of similar. Let me share this with you guys. Listen to this, shall we? It is the documentary on your Harvey Weinstein. This is for all those people that want to break down the whole R. Kelly docu. I want to know if you were able to watch this docu, because this one is shat on R. Kelly's docu. Okay, I'm just saying. So
I always imagine, like plenty of people in this industry, that actresses slept with Harvey because it was good for their career.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? That slept with him because it was good for his career. Where were the parents? Let's continue.
I went with no plan, no agent, very little money. Here was I, meeting one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. I was going to have dinner with him at the Beverly Hills Hotel. He said, "Can we have a drink upstairs at yours?" So obviously this is the part that's very hard to talk about.
Harvey Weinstein was known to be a bully. He could do anything. He thought of himself as the sheriff in town. He scared people in the same way a gangster would.
When you read about rape, you read she kicks and screams. I just froze. I said no and I pushed him away more than once, and then I just stopped. The collateral damage, what it does to relationships, it steals something. When I tried to tell people, they said, "You better keep your mouth shut." Well, I saw a lot about how the machine works in terms of burying scandals and settlements. Nobody was ever going to win against this guy.
I was hearing stories which you could dismiss as rumor.
I was being told these women are crazy.
You have to do something.
Why did you touch my priest?
Please say just come on, I'm used to that.
Where were the parents? Where is the outrage and uproar for these little white women? Yeah. You heard her say, I was willing to do anything for my career. I knew what I was doing. So, yeah, I went over there and I slept with him. Where's the investigation with these little white women's parents? Where's the outrage with these people that boldly say in this documentary that's out there? Yeah, we knew, but we were going to ride this wave. Let me get back to these transcripts. It's the hypocrisy for me. I started naming some crazy things, as in, I carry your bags. I always have your bag. Anything you ever need, I'd be willing to do. See, he doing this because he's trying to test that waters. See, he trying to test and see what you willing to do, how far you willing to go with this. I don't think he got the answers that he wanted, but let's continue. And how old were you at this time? 17. How did the defendant respond when you offered to do those things to make it in the music world? Just kept saying, nah, that's not it. That's not it. What happened next? He asked, then he asked me, did I have any fantasies? How did you respond? I said, yeah, I got fantasies. Did you tell the defendant what those fantasies were? Yes. What did you say? I told him I had fantasies of maybe having 2 or 3 girls. Let's make that clear. I told him I had fantasies of maybe 2 or 3 girls. 2 or 3 girls. at one time. Girls. How did the defendant respond? He said, you never had fantasies about a man? You and a man? What happened then? I kept saying no, but he was crawling down on his knees to proceed to give me oral sex. This big grown ass man. Let me paint the picture for you guys. Let me paint the picture for y'all. Let me share my screen with y'all for a second. This big grown ass 6'1" nigga crawling on his legs at a 17-year-old little boy who clearly states, "No, nigga, you ain't my fantasy." This big grown 6'1" nigga pissy stinky self crawling on his knees. Big grown man. Get me out, baby. Oh, here. I'm sorry. I do got it. Here you go. Sorry. Don't know. This big grown 6'1", 50-something-year-old man crawling on his knees. And if you don't know that form of vulnerability of being on your knees, women, let's just go there. Men, or whatever your preference, but I'm a woman. I can only speak from a woman. And I'm speaking on behalf of my husband, who I give fellatios to. Let's just be real, because that's my husband. But to have him stand over me and to kneel down and submit myself like that, that's a form of submission. That's I'm not saying lowliness, but that's to crawl when you got legs to go down. Can you imagine this 17-year-old kid who clearly is heterosexual, who clearly sees this man as the genius we've all took witness to, on his knees, crawling before him? Get that in your head. Can you imagine the uncomfortable state to be in, to not to know how to react, to not to know what to do? If you've ever been sexually abused, it's a traumatic, you freeze, you lock. For those that don't comprehend this situation, let me paint a picture for you with my experience, with my relative, 8, 9 years old. I didn't fight back. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay. So before you guys, well, he didn't fight back, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You're in a state of shock. Why do you understand why he recanted? Not recanted, he tells you how when he was intimate with the girls, they were in a zombie-like state. You freeze. If you've never been in a situation, be quiet. Even after my experiences with my people with men that I was in relationship with, and it's something that they would do would trigger me, whether it be lick somewhere or kiss somewhere, I would freeze on them. Can you imagine his state of being? And Freebird, I see you. It's no difference, boo. I was a grown 20-something-year-old woman, and I froze up on my lover because he triggered me in that moment, and I froze. I love you, Freebird, but that's not cool. You're again deflecting from the simple fact of the matter that this grown man, 6'1" in all his glory, was on his knees crawling to a 17-year-old boy to give him fellatios. Don't do it, Freebird, please. Don't do it. Let's not do that. Let me go back to the transcript. Let me go back to the transcripts, okay? And we're on the last page. This is getting weird. Okay. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay. I kept saying no, but he was crawling down on, and did you hear that? I kept saying no. I kept saying no. Did y'all gather that? He didn't consent. He didn't consent. He said no. No. He kept pursuing the situation. I teach my kids, my sons and my daughters, when somebody say no, no means no. But I guess everybody wasn't taught that. On his knees to proceed to give me oral sex. Who did that? Robert Kelly. And how did he do that? He unzipped my pants down and started doing it. What, if anything, else did the defendant say? He had stopped because I said I didn't like it. I wasn't into it. And I wasn't getting a reaction. So he had stopped. Hey, let me love. Hey, my honey bunches. He had stopped because I said I didn't like it. No, I don't like this. And did he say anything to you after he stopped? Yeah. He just told me he had to keep it between me and him. Like, we family now. Oh. Did y'all catch that? Let me just smear this in your skull. Like we family now. Family don't do that. Oh, but they do if they did it to you. Yeah. See, that's why I be saying I don't play over here. I don't just read transcripts. I'm not going back and forth. You hear this, baby? And I'm talking about R. Kelly. You hear this? This is a baby talking. This is the little boy who got messed with by his family, allegedly. We family now? After you gave me fellatios? Family don't do that. Family don't do that. And I'm talking to every little girl, grown person. Family don't do that. Mm. Freebird, what are you talking about, love? Nobody's bullying you. Y'all gonna have to stop with that. Y'all gonna stop because you did disagree with me and I disagree with you very amicably. I didn't bully you or anything like that. I haven't kicked you out. I haven't put you on timeout. But please don't put out false narratives like that, like I'm bullying you. Now, if somebody's doing it in the chat, I don't condone that. But me personally, I ain't bullying you. I just don't agree with what you said. And that's okay. Okay? Anyways, he said, yeah, he just told me we had to keep it between me and him. Like, we family now. We brothers. We like brothers. What did you do next? Did you stay at the defendant's house? Not yet. He walked me outside and he was like taking me near my car. And I'm like, I thought we was going to the studio. You said you got some people over here and they was going to listen to my music. And he was like, man, not today. Man, something came up and I can't even do it. And he just gave me a couple dollars for gas and I went home. Huh? Okay. Bye, Freebird. Bye, sweetie. Because now you just getting disrespectful. Because no, I'm not. You clearly see I'm on the screen and I'm reading the transcripts. I glance down every time I get an opportunity to, but I'm not in my chat. Now you have to go. Okay? Because now you just getting beside yourself and you getting disrespectful. And I ain't got time. And this is the reason why I don't really read my comments, because it's just ridiculous. And y'all come over here and y'all just get so careless. It's not necessary. Stay on topic. Anyways, I continue. And come on, mods. Come on, y'all. Don't let this go back and forth. Okay. Anyways, did y'all hear that? So he engaged in his sexual act and then he gave him money afterwards. Hope y'all paying attention to that. Now, you said that you had thought that you were going to go into the studio. What made you think that you were going to go into the studio that day? Robert had told me that over the phone. The defendant. Yes. After that encounter in the defendant's garage, did you continue to see him? Yes. Why did you continue to spend time with him? Because I really wanted to make it in the music industry. And you testified that you went to the Markham Fieldhouse to play basketball. Or you went to the Markham Fieldhouse where the defendant was playing basketball. Do you recall that? Yes. Did you go to the Markham Field House again after that first time? Yes. All right, you guys, we're going to stop there. There's 30 pages in. Let's talk about what we just heard, okay? Let's talk about what we just heard. Wow. Wow. I'm going to get in these comments and see what you guys have to say about what we just read. My goodness. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. That's going to be it for today in regards to the transcript reading. We are going to follow up in regards to this, okay? And on Wednesday, like I stated for you guys that are just coming new, I'm starting a new series called Where Were the Parents, where we're going to actually look at worldwide situations that, we look at and we, just ask, where were the parents in these situations, including the whole Kelly situation. We just got through taking a glimpse at a set of parents now. So join me on Wednesdays in regards to that at 7:30 here. Okay. But we just got through looking at a set of parents, if that, and got to see where they were. And we still saw this whole dynamics unfold. And, so that's why it's kind of like, you can ask that. And don't get me wrong. I do believe that there were parents that got paid off, that were involved, and shame on them. But when you got parents that were literally just trying to be parents and just thinking that they're giving their kids better opportunities and stuff like that, or this is an opportunity, look how the devil still planted a seed within inside Lewis, and eventually he got to a point to where the parents were nowhere and to be found. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get into these comments and see what you guys had to say in regards to everything. Tell me what you guys think. Okay. West Coast said he's just so nasty. Yes. Said dead. Amber said they all need to be exposed. Thank you, Miss Whitney. I'm going to. Queen said he should have gave him a knock to his forehead for trying him like that. He was 17, y'all. That's what I'm saying. He was 17. He was 17. He was 17. Like I said, me as a grown person, after getting sexually traumatized, I was in situations where I was uncomfortable sexually with a person, and I locked I freeze, and I freeze, and I never saw that person again because it made me so uncomfortable. But he was 17, and I think people felt they really forget about that. You know what I'm saying? He was 17. Like all these young ladies and men were young, and you would think that you would react a certain way, but you guys are thinking in your grown adult minds. And even still, we're gonna hear a lot of grown people still getting into situations with this man. You know what I'm saying? So Amber said, amen. I froze every time an adult touched me as a child. I didn't tell and I didn't fight back. I was in fear for my life. Exactly. And it's just gross, to say the least. And I just keep wanting to put that picture in your head. This grown 6'1", big grown pissy man, crawling on his knees. Women, y'all know how we get down, in the bedroom, we be crawling to our man. Can you imagine this big grown pissy stanky dirty penis man just crawling onto his blah. Tina, thank you. Tina said most victims don't fight back. They don't. We don't. They don't. In the ideal world, they do. But you don't. You feel helpless. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Plug said it's still a damn child, period. And that period. Period. Gillian said, I have to go and exactly. Tina said, I have to go and come back, y'all. I love you guys. I'm just really triggered right now. Oh my gosh. This man is gross. I'll come back and watch later. I promise. I just can't right now. I'm gonna pray for you, Tina. I do. I mean, Gillian, I sincerely apologize, and I understand that. I'm so sorry. And this is what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? People be, it's like, we gotta stop with it. We gotta stop trying to explain, re-explain. This man was an icon. Are we missing that? See, we know a lot more now. And so it's easier to say, shame on you, parents, or shame on him. Why didn't he fight back? He was the iconic R. Kelly. Y'all forgetting, we just found out all about this stuff when the Savages came out. When Geronda put out her book, when they did the documentary. Y'all weren't talking about R. Kelly. Everybody was sweeping, being janitors, sweeping everything up under the rug. Why do you think you got so many crazies now? Because they're obsessed with the icon of this man. Icon, 17-year-old. Who you think gonna win? Ours was Bobo and Cicely and whoever else these people was that was messing with us. R. Kelly. It's kind of like I can just imagine him. Yeah, thank you, Amber. Power and money. It's like a power trip. And if you notice, he started from the beginning. Are we going to talk about it? Nah, I don't like that song. That song wasn't good. It's all right. What you gonna do to make it better? You know what I'm saying? And this kid, it's like, I'll carry your bags. I'll be your runner, basically. Like an intern, like most normal, kids or most normal people would think. Kind of like a P. Diddy situation. Go get a freaking slice of cheesecake or whatever at somewhere. Not you finna top me off or I have to commit these sexual acts with you. No, you heard him say that. And then for this grown man to ask this little boy his fantasies, so that was okay. This grown man to ask this little boy fantasies. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. That's my baby. But yeah, like, I mean, he probably also was thinking like, I don't want to do anything that's going to mess up my opportunity. Did you hear that? He said he went back for that main reason. Because he still believed in himself. He still believed in himself. Oh, well, I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I blocked them, child. Mm. Amber says, I'm sorry that happened to you, Angela. Yeah. Shauna says, can't wait to check out where the parents were. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to bring that series to you guys. So stay tuned because we're going to get into this trial too. We're going to be talking about some of the likes of the parents in this situation too. Oh, yeah, buddy. Goes down. Nothing but the truth says his big grown ass down on his knees. Yeah, disgusting. It's very gross. I can't even makes me so sad. Yeah, I understand. He sodomized these teens. He did. He did. Amber said he did whatever he wanted to. He flaunted it. Yeah, he did. Bear said so. As he became famous, he started his sex ring. No. Well, I want to say it's really been going. You know, it's really been going. He started this way back when, and, you know, like the article said, if this stopped years ago, we wouldn't have the likes of Gerondas. We wouldn't have the likes of Aaliyah. We wouldn't have the likes of Asriel's. They wouldn't exist if we stopped this a long time ago and stopped turning the blind eye. We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have it. With a mind of a chicken wing. He was the king. He was. He was. Let's be real. He was. R. Kelly was on top for years. Like y'all heard him so arrogantly and so boldly say, they should have did this 30 years ago. Oh, what I say always. You never get away with anything. You merely get by. That's it. He merely got by. Now it's time to pay the cost. Meet that reaper. You know what I'm saying? Meet the reaper. I know. I know. But yeah. So I'm gonna put the link for you guys to call in if you would want to in the chat. You guys just click on it and you can come on and say whatever it is that you have to say. Okay, I'm gonna pin it. There you go. All right, so if you guys are like, we got a few minutes, I'm going to continue to ask your questions and stuff, but that's the link. If you guys would like to come in and speak about it, say what's on your mind. The plug says, Pod Piper got to pay the piper. Exactly. Never turn a sleeping eye. Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. But the link is in the chat if you guys would like to come on and talk. By all means, I'm all for it. I have a little more time that we're gonna shoot the ish with you guys. And while we're doing that, let me go ahead and tell you guys about hold on, let me pull it up for you guys. There we go. All right. Okay, so also with Wednesdays happening where we're going to be discussing where were the parents. We're also every Friday, and I'm trying to get more down to a schedule. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to bring you guys more of cohesion here and structure here on Whitney D TV, so you guys can have your episodes and you know, like I said, Whitney D TV. So I'm trying to bring you guys more lineups so you guys can know what to expect. I told you guys I'm finna veer out of all that transcript reading just to be reading. It's going to be reading with a purpose now. So I'm going to be bouncing around. You guys know that YouTube now is oversaturated with people reading transcripts. So you guys can find what you need. But I'm reading with the purpose over here, and it's geared towards something that I'm going to be talking about. Okay. So with that being said, you know, guys, look forward for that on Wednesday, but also on Fridays. Where are my Friday people at? Y'all know what to do. Fridays, we are bringing you guys. Yes, that's right, you guys. Your girl is bringing you a turn up session, music and combos with Whitney D. We get it in, and it's every Friday night. We have fun, okay? We have fun, all right? I mean, we have fun. I do a round of Would You Rather. You get your music request in, and it's just litty, okay? We went so hard, we got shut down last Friday. But it was well worth it, okay? We just come, we just have a good time, we talk, and we play music, and we have fun. And it's, I mean, just all genres of music, okay? I mean, it's just a good time, and you have to be here Friday to see it, okay? So join us on Friday if that's something that you guys are interested in, and that's something I'm going to be bringing you guys every Friday. On top of every Wednesday, we're going to have Where Are the Parents Wednesdays until we just run out of situations to talk about in regards to parents, okay? And in between, I will be reading transcripts. Now, I do have to say this, you guys. I am a one-woman show, like I've told you. If you guys are liking me read transcripts, you're going to have to donate. Okay. I don't have a posse with me. I don't have people with me, you know, like that. So unfortunately, it's just me, and those transcripts are expensive. Okay. Like they really are. I have supporters, I have sponsors and things to that nature. However, it can get very expensive when it's just myself trying to do it. So if there's something you guys are interested in, my Cash App is located here at the bottom, going across the screen. Please send your donations in. Like you see, like I don't have step over here. Okay. I don't, my graphics are on point, and I try to give you guys something visually appealing. Okay. So your monies is going back in here. I promise you. So if you like to donate to purchase transcripts, it's going to be the purchase for me. I'm not reselling anything over here. You can't donate $5 and expect a portion of the transcript. No, that's reselling. Okay. Can't do that. Okay. That's illegal. If you guys want your own transcripts, you're going to have to donate the full amount of whatever it costs over to the official transcript reader. Okay. Otherwise, you pay your monies and you come here and you'll hear your girl read. You'll see where your monies and your donations went to, okay? Otherwise, I mean, you got to just buy it on your own, okay? But I want to give a shout out to the Robert Kelly open discussion group. That's where you guys saw me read the transcript from. Their group is amazing. It's very open. It's very unisided. You know, it's not just our it's not just victim supporters, it's also R. Kelly supporters, and it's a mix of them. I absolutely love the group. I just kind of watch from a distance and just, you know, but it's a dope group. Check them out on Facebook. That's where I got the transcripts from. Okay. Not for nothing, you guys. Let's see. Question. Okay, Tina has a question. She says, question: if I don't have Cash App, how else can I support? Great question. So I also have PayPal. Okay. If you don't like PayPal, I have Zelle. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. We got somebody who wants to come in and speak. All right. Let's check it out, shall we?
Uh,
Hey.
hey Queens, how y'all doing? What's up, Kings? Let me just say, man, I don't usually have time to tune in, but everybody kept sending me little clips. I caught like maybe a good 20 minutes. I just want to say, keep your channel moving like it is. Don't worry about your numbers. I promise you, you're gonna grow. We in the need as a whole for channels that make sense. This ain't about gossip. Nobody wins in this. R. Kelly ain't win. Our Team Truth ain't win. Nobody else that fought all the supporters on all sides. Nobody won. This has been a really traumatic situation for them victims, for some of you women that had been molested and abused. And I'm telling you, when I tell you I'm heartfelt and in this situation, way past my daughter. The people don't understand. This been without our past Azrael. That's my child. I can't never not be attached to that. But I had become attached to so many of y'all stories, man. And I kept each one of them near and dear and off the internet in your private space. And I want to tell y'all, man, to see y'all really still going hard and still going through this, I commend y'all. And I hope that y'all find peace somewhere through the things that you have been through, no matter what your age is. Uh, Rape, molestation, being abused, taken advantage of, any sexual way, man, is a traumatizing situation. And I hope the best for some of these channels like Plain with Jane is I've been hearing about so much. I catch a little piece here and there. Whitney did a few other channels. Diva, she always, I mean not Diva. I'm sorry. Goddess the Dawn, Goddess channel has really done tremendous shit and changing the narrative off of this one situation. And that's what I like. So when you see me speak highly of channels, I speak highly of channels that know how to curve from one situation and look at a whole. Look at this picture is bigger than this. This didn't happen to me because of my child Israel. This all God's work. Everything happened for a reason. Allah only put on your back what you can handle. So I want everybody to understand that we born here for a reason, and not to sit here and go at each other with these ignorant, demonic people that do all these distractions. Because at the end of the day, when I say my prayers for my kids and my daughter's situation, I say prayers for that man, 3 kids. I don't know if everybody else do. I could tell you one thing, they so hyped up on him that they forget about his kids. I can't even imagine what his kids going through. Not let alone being able to witness what my child went through and what Tim's daughter is going through them. Not seeing her physically, but through them. People don't understand, man. This situation is no win. I don't know where people think you hit that man gets sentenced today, tomorrow. It's no win. Because it's a lot of damaged females and males in the world because of this man's situation. And that right there alone is the most hurtful thing of it all. So everybody whole agendas lock everybody up. Okay, you lock everybody up. Do that, fix any of the people that need you. Because I believe every victim needs somebody, a support system. Azrael just one of the lucky ones to have one, to have a strong one who don't give up. But what about the ones that don't have a supportive system? What about the ones that didn't have a mom they could go home to, a dad they could go home to? Somebody that just let them in the wind when that was happening to them and they couldn't even open their mouth to tell them because they looked at them as a liar or told them, you lying, you wanted to sleep with him. He R. Kelly. You know who he is. What about them? will never get never chance at that. Like they said, the first impression. So the first impression of somebody having the strength to open up and tell you their story, and you laugh, or you don't take it serious. That's their whole life they live with that. It's no fixing that. That's something that they live with every day. And we want to know why mothers are not able to be mothers. Fathers are not able to be fathers. Look in their past. Most people have been molested, touched, physically abused, mentally abused, and mostly sexually abused. Male, female, everybody. It is a small percentage that has not been touched. And that's what people not looking at. So what you're doing is a tremendous job. Like I said, we got a lot of documentaries, a lot of stories, a lot of things coming, as well as yourself. You did tremendous with your documentary. You touch with males, and that's what we got to get into. This thing, this thing crushed me to hear a kid, and everybody keep acting like, well, he was 17. You said the key things. He was a 6'1", about 290 pounds, and one of the biggest stars in the music industry. So let's not forget this. And this kid wanted a career.
Yeah.
But everybody gonna focus on something else. Everybody got all the answers, and that's fine. What I'm telling you is keep pushing your channel. Don't let nobody get in your way. See, because people gonna follow things that come from the heart. Mm-hmm. And when you come from the heart with it, people gonna feel it. When you're not ashamed of what you've been through and you want to walk and talk through it, then people are receptive to open up to you and give you their story and walk beside you now. And for me, I have deep pleasures, deep conversations with you and your king, and I'm here for it. I'm here to walk with y'all all the time. Maybe not on every channel, but you know how to reach me at any time. And all I can tell you is, man, keep everybody in prayer, especially that man, 3 children, because they didn't ask for this. Whatever they went through, whatever he did to them and made his situation what it is, they still need prayer.
Yeah.
Because they living through this hard every second on the second. So a lot of people need to think about that. And again, man, to all the queens and kings, man, that have been abused, sexually abused, man, I send my deepest prayers, man. And I hope and pray that through all this, y'all find the right channel, the right enlightenment to walk beside people that have been in your situation. Mm-hmm. And to help give people that haven't the understanding on why it is important to support. That's it. They don't have to do nothing. Sometimes it don't take words, it take action. Just for me to walk and hold your hand and let you know I'm there. I don't have to open my mouth. So on that note, I'm get ready to roll out, and I just wanted to bless y'all and just let y'all know, man, that you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Don't let nobody distract you. Don't get into that foolishness, and never from this point on, just don't. I think you had a small distraction, but I don't even think the young lady was a distraction. She was kind of going back and forth with your mod, but you got to stay focused. Stay focused on your page. Anything you need to address to your mods and keep it moving. Don't lose focus, because you talk about something that needs all of your attention.
Yes, sir.
So I wish everybody well, man. And you all keep growing. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, well, for those who didn't know, that was Mr. Angelo Clary, the father of Azriel Clary, and didn't ask for that, didn't set that up or anything like that. Like I say, I tend to move in silence. I don't put out there who I talk to, who I'm in association with. I don't rub it all in nobody's face. That's why I'm not battery operated by anybody. I don't move because somebody tell me to move. I'm doing this because I didn't have justice. I didn't have a voice. And I was one of those that was called fast and hot and stuff at 8, 9. So it's beyond the drama of the YouTube world. It's about a purpose. And I don't have the time to deflect, because I be darned if my mom, my parents, then bust their behinds behind me. And I still got in a situation like that that I didn't ask for. And it wasn't just that person. It was people that I was constantly exposed to that were supposed to love me. So when I hear, what about the parents? What were you doing? Why would you put yourself like that? What did you have on? It's a slap in the face. Because I watched my mom terrified to look at my documentary, to hear what her daughter went through, because she didn't know. You got to understand the mind frame of a victim. I was very angry at my mom. She had no idea what I was going through. But I didn't know how to grapple with what was being done to me. So I lashed out. I was very disrespectful to my mom. What? Was it warranted? No. She didn't know what was going on. And I didn't say anything either. And so when I hear stuff like that, it deflects off of the people that did the bad things to me. So it's not like I'm not paying attention to these alleged victims and what they did wrong and what they could have done right and da. That's all unnecessary details at the end of the day when it's a grown person involved. When it's a person who's statistically, scientifically, mind is supposed to be more advanced than the youth, you're responsible. If I send my daughter off to school and that teacher hits on her, is it my fault too? My son wants to be in Boy Scouts. The troop leader, though, has a history of messing with the little boys, but no one says anything. But I put my son in Boy Scouts. I was in Girl Scouts. Should I have known better? Because I didn't do my due diligence on my research as a parent who wouldn't even be thinking to do research on Boy Scouts. No. You're the adult. My daughter, she sings. I got these connections, right? Ooh. wow, got an opportunity for her to meet this really famous artist. Oh my God. Okay. Let me get this lined up for my daughter. Right? This is a great opportunity. This person is going to take her further than I can. Got more connections than I do. Okay. But he has a history. Yeah. You should do your research. He has a history. But I say, oh, no, it ain't going to happen to my child. It would never. Yeah, see, that's what my mama said. She can't bring herself to even look at my documentary because she can't fathom this happening to her. Yeah, see, it's easy to say what you would do until it's your child. So, as we wrap today, if you don't know the purpose for me, I hope it's clear for you now. I hope you see why the banter and the games I don't subject myself to, because this platform is about purpose. And if you heard what he said, yeah, see, he does that a lot. He calls me out on my bull. I do the same. You got to stay focused, Whitney. That's facts. Big facts. If you ain't gathered, I'm not here to play with y'all. See, I get emails, DMs of people saying, thank you for this. See, I ain't even did nothing yet. But I get emails and DMs and stuff about thank you for just what you're doing now. I'm not here to play. So with that being said, allow me to reintroduce you to Whitney DTV. This is what we're doing over here. I can't speak for anybody else, but this is what we do over here. And if you don't like it, click the X. Love you guys so very much. But most of all, God loves you. And greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. You're here for a purpose. Seek that purpose out and ride that mug till the wheels fall off, and unapologetically do so. And if you need encouragement, if you need somebody to pat you on your back, come over here. I'll esteem you. I'll let you know that it wasn't your fault. I'll let you know that it wasn't your mama's fault, your daddy's fault. It was their fault. I'll hold them accountable, because see, you're not used to that. Yeah, we're used to sliding stuff up under the rug, and what happens in this house stays, or don't say nothing, or don't take the white man, the black man down, or you're not that important. You're here and you're important. And I'm going to fight for you until the wheels fall off. Unapologetically so. So, love you guys so very much. And if by any means you want to support the channel, it's right here. My Cash App is down here, as well as my PayPal email. If you want to send me a little love offering or whatever the case may be, like I said, you see, it goes back into the channel. All right. I'm not playing with your money. Okay. I don't want to do none of that. Hope you guys tune in. Tomorrow I will continue to read the transcripts. On Wednesday, we will have our first episode of Where Were the Parents? Hope you guys tune in for that. Okay. If nothing more, able to read Oprah's new book. Oh, okay. I'm reading your comments. If nothing more, you guys, thank you guys so very much. If you guys want to send me anything, send it over to reviewswithwhitneyd@gmail.com, and I guarantee you I'll read the email, okay? Not for nothing, if you want to embark on this journey of YouTube and you need help with your graphics or your business needs, check me out at WhitneyDavisPlanning.com or send me an email at WhitneyDavisPlanning@gmail.com, okay? Well, that's really it from me, you guys. I pray you guys have a super stupid blessed night, morning, afternoon, whatever it may be. You stay encouraged, okay? And know that the best is still yet to come for you. I love you guys so very much, and I'm out. See you guys on Wednesday and Friday. Bye.
Today I saw a ladybug, and it's so crazy because Whitney used to always call me Ladybug, and we used to have thousands of ladybugs in Virginia, and come summertime, we used to open up all the windows, and thousands of ladybugs would just come into the house. They would fly into the house, and it would just be the most beautiful thing ever. And I saw a ladybug today, and it made me think of Whitney. That's so crazy. It really made me think of Whitney.